once you've gotten value from this group, right? Or whatever group you're a part of, okay? And you're starting to see success, I really start tapping some of those people that are like the standouts, right? And I'm like, listen, it's now your responsibility to reach back down to you from a year ago or you from 2 years ago, right? And lift that old version of yourself up, because that is what really makes the magic happen.
Something over the years that I have admitted a lot is when I got started in the real estate investing game, I thought I could be a lone ranger. I thought I
Yeah,
could do it alone. I told myself
same.
all kinds of excuses. You're busy, you're on the road, you don't live there, yada, 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 yada. And that's not it, folks. You got to get involved. You got to be in the right communities. You got to be around the right people. And again, somebody I put on the Mount Rushmore of my real estate investing heroes is this young man, Jason Pritchard. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing great, Zuber. Thanks for having me back on the channel, man. It's been a while. Good to see you
It
again.
has been a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about the value of a community. I don't know about you. We both come from a sales background. We both, quote unquote, ate what we killed. It was kind of
Yeah.
ingrained in us. I did not pivot very well. I thought I could do it all by myself. I don't know how you started, but I did not do it right in the beginning.
I do. You gave a laundry list of different reasons on why, and I think one of the big ones that you missed that I think we probably affected both of us is ego, dude. I think
Oh yeah,
sometimes
ego. Yes.
our ego gets in the way and we feel like, nope, I'm going to do it. We're, again, coming from a sales background, commission based, it's eat what you kill, very competitive environments. A lot of times we're pitted against the other people that we work with, and that's just kind of the nature. And to a certain extent, that competitive nature, I think, helps, right? But this is an example, I think, where you've got to learn how to shift gears, because I was very, very similar at the beginning. It was a little bit of ego for me, just to add to your list, dude. And also, I think it was fear. It was fear of like not knowing anything about the business, fear of
Yeah.
looking stupid, having imposter syndrome, not wanting to reach out because I was unsure of like where I could provide value. And I think when you put all of that stuff together, it's a recipe for disaster, dude, because you end up staying stuck in that Lone Ranger state, like you called it, and you never make that leap. And you and I can both attest, you've got an amazing community. We're working on building ours, and it's getting great results. And I think the community that you surround yourself with, that is the glue that helps you stick with this journey long term. It's those relationships, those people that keep you coming back, that help you solve your problems, that get your questions answered, that give you an outlet to help other people, which is a huge thing too, because sometimes it's not just about you. You know, you've got to learn how to pour into other people to get karma in the universe and all these things that are waiting to come full circle. It isn't just about you receiving. You've got to pour into other people too. And you can't do that if you're just riding solo the entire time, man. So yeah, community and being part of something special like that is a huge part of our success, and something that I'd recommend for anybody.
I want to echo the fear of looking stupid.
Yeah.
That is so true. Right? You come from an environment where you're the man, you're uniquely good at, and you step into this new environment that's supposed to change your life, but you're the new guy,
Yep.
right? You have no scrapes, no scars, no bumps, no bruises, but you also bring with you the history of being the man.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right. With I've never said that out loud, but that was a big deal. Fear of looking stupid,
It
fear of
is.
being the new guy. And
Everybody has that and deals with that at the beginning, and
yeah,
we see that even with some of the newer people that join, and I'm sure you see it with ORaaT too. It's like, okay, they make that initial step, but then they still kind of stay in the background. They're like in the back of the room, and it's really important for not just us as leaders, but the more experienced people in the community. I'll send a message out to them. Once you've gotten value from this group, right, or whatever group you're a part of, okay, and you're starting to see success, I really start tapping some of those people that are like the standouts, right? And I'm like, listen, it's now your responsibility to reach back down to you from a year ago or you from 2 years ago, right? And lift that old version of yourself up, because that is what really makes the magic happen, right? You've got to have a hand up to guys like Zuber or me to help get you there. But just the same way, you've got to have a hand down to the people that are coming up behind you and continue to pay that forward, and realize that all of these opportunities are abundant. There's no shortage of deals. There's no shortage of anything. If anything, my personal experience over the last 10 years is that when I focus on providing value and helping other people, things just become better for me in my life and my business. And our momentum compounds when we're together. We think it's going to take away from us, but it's actually the exact opposite. And so once you see that happen, just have faith. If you're struggling with this idea, okay, at home, right? Just trust me that it works. Okay. You're here listening for a reason. Just trust me that it works. Try it, commit to it for a little bit, and then you come back and tell me. And if it doesn't work, I'll give you a refund for your time. Okay. How about that?
There you go. There you go. It's really funny because it's when I think about the ORaaT community, right? It really started in February or I guess March of 2018 with that first video on YouTube. I think I've noticed a couple of things. So going all the way back to 2018, one of the first kind of aha moments was probably in early 2019 when I started doing the daily financial news.
Mm-hmm.
For 3 years, I did the daily financial news at 7:30 a.m. live for 3 years, almost 3 years. So almost 1,000 days in a row. And what happened is I started to attract kind of the same folks. Like when I go live today, there'll be anywhere from 100 to 200 people live with me for 12 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
So that community gets to know each other. When I look at the comments, they're talking to each other. They're not talking to me. It's like, hey, 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 hey. So that was cool. Second, in person.
Yep.
In-person events, there's nothing like it. You and I did our first event together in Fresno, was kind of the test run. You were a part of my first event in Vegas. We've done a couple of other events in Fresno. And I don't know about you, but watching the audience who has been on this journey for likely years together just interact is like, just gives me the hugest smile to watch that happen. What do you think?
There's an energy transfer that happens from an in-person connection that I'm a big believer that cannot happen over a Zoom or a virtual meeting. And virtual is a great place to start. It's a great launching pad. It's convenient. It's a good way for these regular check-ins and these regular checkups. But in order for this to go to the next level, guys, you have to make the commitment to take it to the next step and meet all of those people in person. Because what happens then is, when we go meet in real life, quote unquote, there is just a different type of connection from seeing that person. And then that relationship, that individual relationship that you've been building and fostering virtually, can then be nurtured in person, right? And then you can really, because people throw around the world relationships in real estate, and it like, for me at the beginning, I'm like, great, well, what does that mean? Like, what do I even go make a relationship with somebody? Like, what are you even talking about, right? And so this is how it actually works, guys, in my experience, right? You join a larger community, maybe that's virtual, and you start making some connections with people that are like-minded. Then you take the next step and you go to some type of in-person event, and you solidify that relationship even more. And then your job is then to nurture that one-on-one relationship and see where the synergies are. You can't force it. It has to happen organically. And organic growth with that means like regular reoccurring calls, regular reoccurring lunches or coffees, right? Like just doing something so you stay in front of each other and you have some type of, I'm going to use the word agenda, and I don't even mean agenda in a bad way, but what you need to do is treat those in-person relationships as like an accountability partner, right?
Yeah.
And if you're trying to grow that sphere of influence you have, right? The Jim Rohn quote, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. What's really worked well for me is I meet that person in person. We go have a lunch or a coffee. I find out what are the important things that you're doing in your life and business right now. Here's the 3 to 5 very important things that I'm doing. The next time we get together, I'm going to ask that person, hey, can you hold me accountable? I'm going to say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And the next time we get together in 30 days, I just want you to ask me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask for proof and receipts that I did all of this stuff. And if you're cool with it, I'm going to ask for the same thing. And when that happens and you do that for a year, you will be a completely different person. Both you as a person, your business will be different. And that to me is how I've fostered and grown my relationships over 10 years. And the network that I have, like that we have, dude, it's one of the most valuable parts of what we've done, dude, with all of this stuff, man. So that's the roadmap to try to build and foster some new relationships and build a new network.
Yeah. So one of the goals that I'm just going to share with you that I don't think we've talked privately about yet is, so I launched a school community, which you're
Yep.
aware of. But I want to be the number one real estate investing school on that platform. Today we're
I
number
love it.
4. Yeah.
Okay.
Today we're number 4. Um, I want to share with you kind of how I look at it. And then I want you to ask questions, poke holes, all of that.
Sure.
Right. So first and foremost, there's the classroom section. So the classroom section has a lot of free stuff. I put my 10-week boot camp there. Ty put his 6-hour masterclass on seller financing. A lot of my contributors have put their amazing stuff there, Anna Kelly, so on and so forth. Second, I have a thumbnail in there called special guest. So one of the things I'm doing inside the classroom is every week, like I just did one with Simon, the uneducated economist.
Yep.
In 30 minutes, I'm doing one with Dan Bird on stock market. I'm giving my community the ability to join me in school and ask questions of the millionaires. You want to ask Dan Bird about Apple? You want to ask Dan Bird about Tesla? You want to talk to Simon about housing? You have access to my network.
Yep.
Second, we're recording those because not everybody, because I only record in the morning, right? I'm a morning guy. It is what it is. But if you can't make the morning, they're recorded so you can watch them later in the day. That list is not like 50 videos, that's 50 hours of content of
Yep.
millionaires talking. So that's the classroom. Second, we now have 3 weekly accountability calls. I run none of them. Started with Frank, old guy REI, wanted to do something on Wednesdays. Then Jared started on Sundays, and now the new guys are starting on Mondays. Again, these are just like you talked about, tapping people to reach down. These are
Yep.
people that have been in my orbit for years
Yep.
that are now helping people move up. And again, you're not supposed to join all 3. Find the schedule that works for you. Join that. Ideally, join it weekly so that you can be held accountable. So there's all of that. And then there's just like forums where people post and network and all of this. So, and then the last thing, you're probably going to laugh at this. Everybody who's in the business gives me grief on this. Ty, Pace Morby, everybody kicks me in the ass for this, but it is who I am. Price, $20 a month.
It's a no-brainer.
So, yeah, because I'm trying to grow something. I want something to live for 50 years after I'm gone. In
Yep.
theory, I want this thing to survive after I'm dead. That's what I'm trying to
Yep.
build here.
Yep.
And at $20 a month, it's a cost of 2 lattes. You're getting new stuff weekly. You're getting classes added all the time. You're getting this forum space with now 261 people and growing. I think we get to 300, 325. We're going to be the number one
Yeah,
platform. So
the price will
that's a
take
lot.
care of itself, dude. I'm not going to beat you up on the price because I feel like making it such a no-brainer allows it to be open to everybody. And just like with the stuff that we're doing, what we're doing now versus where we started 18 months ago, our value proposition is so much more, dude. Like we're doing so much more, and that's going to happen it's already happening, right? Like you're providing all of these things just naturally. You, the community members, everybody, it will just make sense eventually for whatever price point you feel makes the most sense. That will take care of itself. So I'm not going to give you any flack about that.
Thank you.
Here's the only thing that I would add, dude.
Yeah.
This is what I would add, and it's going back to the point that we're making. And so I feel like what will take everything to the next level is the people that are community leaders right now. I think within their own community, right, they need to take the ORaaT message and just start a free in-person meetup group, dude. Like completely free, like the same thing that they're doing on the virtual call, because they're going to not only touch and impact and get the message out to more people that are just for whatever reason not seeing the school community, not seeing you on YouTube. They're going to become the person in their market, right, for this message, right? And that person, the people that are already leaders in your community right now, they're going to do what Jason did 7 years ago when I started my meetup group. They're going to have 7 people show up to their first one. They're going to have 12 people show up to their second one. They're going to stick for it for a year, and then 20, 30 people are going to show up. And then a year after that, it's going to be 75. And then a year after that, it's going to be 100. And then that person is going to be the conduit for all kinds of different opportunities. And then what happens? Zuber then goes and makes an appearance at this thing and that thing, right? For the people that are really there, that are true leaders, that are putting the work in, right? And then you have all of these mini communities, right? That are spread out all over. And then the message, it's like a really true grassroots way to grow it, dude. And I think that's the only thing that I would add is coming up with a game plan with those people that are leaders right now to just take exactly what you're doing and put it on in an in-person format. Because I
Love
think
that.
people are going to absorb the message in a different way. Plus, they get the benefit of being there in person, making real relationships, and doing exactly what we talked about at the beginning of the call, dude. So I think that would take all of this to the next level.
Oh, I love that. So I think we've had our first ORaaT meetup launched in Texas, Dallas, Texas. I believe that just happened 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I want to encourage folks, if you are willing to step up and create a one rental at a time meetup in your area, please reach out to me. I will personally mail you 5 autographed copies of my book as giveaways, as leads, as whatever you would like. Just commit to doing 2 meetups, at least 2. And I will spend some money getting you some books, autographs, as a thank you for giving that. So anybody can
And
reach out.
imagine, dude, like the format for what the framework for the meetups is already there with all of the work that you've done, dude. So it's not like you're recreating the wheel here, dude. Like imagine you could have a monthly meetup and you just break out your curriculum and all your stuff that's already
Ooh,
there
I
and just
like
go
that.
bam, bam, bam. And like that is what allows the monotony or it breaks the monotony of having to do. It's like, what am I going to talk about this month? Okay, we're just here networking, right? And that was always the big thing with me that kind of turned me off to meetups at the beginning. It was like one person would get up, they don't prepare, they just shoot from the hip. It's all about bringing me deals, 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 and then there's networking for 30 minutes and nobody shows up to that, dude. But
Yeah.
if you go with the approach of I'm going to provide real value, like not watered down stuff, but here's exactly what's working, here's the stuff, here's some actual thought behind it, right? And if it builds on every month it builds, like you're going to keep the people that come to the first one, they're going to be sticky, and then it's going to just naturally grow and attract more people, dude. So that
So
would be the move.
let me play this back for you to make sure I really internalize. So, and
Yep.
again, this sounds really good. So basically what I could do is leverage the school platform as my communication out. I could say,
Yep.
hey, the January meetup agenda is buy box. What do I mean by buy box daily discipline? This. Oh, by the way, here's the spreadsheet. Here are 3 videos to look at. Blah, 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 blah. If you're going to run a meetup, here's my suggestion for January. Oh,
Yep.
by the way, middle of January, here's what I think we could do for February. And I do it out once and it gets rinse and repeat with some small
Yeah.
twists and turns. Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's good, dude. It's really good. I'm pumped for you right now. I feel like this is a really good idea, dude. And then obviously there's going to have to be some organic outreach from the person that organizes it, but you can leverage your reach and your platform and be like, hey guys, this week we're having this meetup over
Yeah.
here. This week we're having this meetup over here. And it's just a way for you to get the message out to a bigger community, man. I think it's a win-win for
Hey,
the
Mark,
person that
financial
steps up.
firefighter, you going to do
Yeah.
something in Hawaii?
Dude, exactly, dude.
Yeah,
I
come
mean,
on.
think about
Let's
it,
call
dude.
some folks out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, if you're interested in doing a meetup, let me know you want to do it when it is. I will tell everybody about it. I will give you some autographed books as some giveaways for free. Yeah, I would love to see some ORaaT meetups. And then to your point, as this grows, I could go to, hey, your first year celebration or whatever.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good.
I love it, dude. That's the move. That's the move right there. That executed gets you to number 1, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, let's break this down. You were a part of my Vegas event last year.
Yep.
I just
We'll be there
attended
for the new one. We already got the dates. I saw your announcement. We'll be there for
Nice.
February. Yeah.
So just talk about I do like the one big celebration yearly thing. I've toyed with the idea of doing, every 6 months, but I personally like the once a year. What do you think?
I like that too, man. I think it allows it to build. It doesn't take away from the value, right? So there's some anticipation that's there, right? So it's like, okay, we only have one time a year where we're going to get together with this big thing. You have all of these amazing relationships. So you have a laundry list of people that you can come. So that way you're not watering down the presenters and recycling a bunch of people. It's just like, bam, we have one time a year. We're going to get these people this year. You know what I mean? And so I think that's really good. I thought the venue was great. I thought 2 days was great. I think if you're going to do 2 days once a year is good too, man. I love it, dude. I think
Yeah.
there's lots of ways with what we just got done talking about where you can do some smaller, more impactful things like on a regional basis. But this is
Yep.
the one thing where everybody comes out. It's in Vegas, easy to get there. You know, it's fun. Nobody needs an excuse to go to Vegas, dude. So it's like you check all the boxes there. I feel like, dude, all the
Yeah,
boxes are.
it is easy to get to. It also,
Yeah.
dude, we're gonna feed everybody. One thing got wrong last time is I didn't feed general admission. You kind of had to stand in line. I'm gonna feed everybody this time. It's gonna be 6 hours of networking, 2 lunches, 2 dinners I'm paying for. We will do name badges this time. Again, a mistake I made last time. I'm getting cushions for the chairs, right? The chairs were a little hard for people, so we're getting, dude, I'm spending a lot more money on number 2, so it should be fun.
It's good, dude. You do these things enough, and it's like with our event too. It's like you
Yeah.
you just learn how to provide a better experience, man. And so every
Are you doing deal
time,
champs again back at the casino?
yeah, we've already booked it. Our dates are April, I believe it's the 4th and 5th of this year. Venue's amazing, man. Love to have you out this time this year for it, dude.
Absolutely.
It's just really, really cool, dude. It's really cool. And it's something that I know you as the organizer will be proud of, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're such doers that it's just like, let's just go, dude. Let's just go and then we'll figure it out. And then as it levels up and gets better and better, you feel better about investing the money, making a better experience for them, and then the event just continues to just grow and improve over
You know,
time,
the
man.
biggest
So I'm
shock for me
excited.
with biggest shock for number 1 was actually Olivia. So as you know, doing an event, I was stressed for
Yeah,
3 months,
yeah,
right? Doing all this stuff. I was saying, "Hey, Olivia, can you come out?" You know, a lot of, Olivia's not on any videos anymore, right?
yeah, yeah.
She's like this name. It's like, does she really exist? So she said, I'll come day 1 at 10 o'clock and I'll stay till lunch. That's what she agreed to. And so she came at 10 o'clock. She rolled in right on time. And she didn't leave till 8 o'clock that night. And then
Isn't
she
that
came.
amazing? Yeah,
It's
yeah,
amazing. And then she came
yeah.
back for the full day number 2.
I
And
love it, dude.
she told me on the way home, because she originally was going to get an Uber home. And she went home with me. She's like, you have to do this again next year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, only if you talk.
It's
So
cool when
she's,
you have that light bulb moment or you see the significant other having that, dude.
yeah.
And it's
So,
like, it really is like you have, whether Olivia realized she really does have an impact on people.
oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And I think that was a big thing for Jen that's given her more confidence to really want to lean in and be more involved and take a more active approach. Is, she gets so many people that reach out to her directly and she's
Yeah.
like, wow, you're just such an inspiration. All the things that you're doing are so cool. And some people are going to resonate with us and they're the drivers. And then other people are going to resonate with the spouse, dude. And I
Yep.
think that's a real thing that there needs to be. Support group is not the right word, but there needs to be somebody that speaks to that person too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because being the significant other of an entrepreneur is not easy, dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we can be very hard to deal with that sometimes, right? And so you need
Amen.
somebody that can be like, yeah, it's going to be fine. I know it feels like everything is going crazy and the wheels could fall off at any second, but you need to have somebody that can
Yeah.
that can attest to that. So I think that's important,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to hear you say that, man.
Yeah. Well, I've always said for years that in your case, Jen, in my case, Olivia is kind of our superpower. They've always been
Yeah,
on board. They've always given us support. Olivia was always up when I was down and she could pull me out of it. She just
that's
had a
right.
unique way of doing it. So I look forward to Olivia. She's going to have a half an hour talk
I'll be there, dude. We'll be
at
there.
number
We
2.
already booked. I already booked it off on the calendar, man. We'll be there to
There you
support for
go.
sure.
Well, where can people find you and more about your event, Deal Champs?
Yeah, so the best place to go to connect with me, guys, is just on my website, jasonpritchard.com. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook. That's where we're most active. We'll have all this stuff coming up for our Deal Champs events. It's dealchamps.com. You can see all the cool stuff that we're doing with that. That'll be first weekend in April, the 4th and 5th here in Fresno. We've got really, really amazing speakers already lined up, and we'll make some announcements as we get a little bit closer.
There you go. Jason, you're amazing, man. Thanks again.
Appreciate you, buddy.